Hello, it's Philip Taylor from Richmond Green Chambers. I'm talking about a book for YouTube. This is the book. It's a very heavy one. Probably seen it around in the library. Maybe may even have seen it in court. That's the flyer for it in my review in Flickr. It's called McGregor on Damages, the new 18th edition from the Common Law Library by Sweet and Maxwell. It's a heavy book, 2,000 pages, table of cases as normal. This is how it's laid out with paragraph numbers at the sides, which is very helpful, and at the back you've got a very detailed and extremely helpful index, as usual. Lots of footnotes, of course, as well, because this is the statement of the common law, and that's the way it is. But that's really the purpose of the Sweet and Maxwell Common Law Library. Let me talk about the review, because my wife and I have written a review together. We used the work, and we've given it the title, The Primary Reference Tool for All Aspects of Damages. And what we've said is this: the sole author of this work for over 50 years now is Harvey McGregor Queen's Counsel, and he's widely regarded as the leading authority on damages in the United Kingdom, the Commonwealth and beyond, which is why you can't afford not to have this latest 18th edition in our view, because it's a primary reference tool which should be at hand all the time, and it covers general principles and the particular aspects of common law damages. And we're very fortunate in our view to have a man with his knowledge and experience sharing it with us. Note, of course, that it's 6 years since the last edition came out, and as the author points out, change has been rife in the interim, alluding to, for example, certain unattractive rules having been abandoned by the House of Lords, while at the same time brakes have been applied to expanding areas. As for what exactly constitutes damages, it's the author's assertion that arriving at a definition of the term has become more and more difficult as time has moved on, and that therefore the search for a clear-cut comprehensive definition is therefore abandoned. He does add that there's a definition which applies generally, but not invariably, and in case you're curious, it can be expressed in the following way, quote, "Damages, in the vast majority of cases, are the pecuniary compensation obtainable by success in an action for a wrong which is either a tort or a breach of contract, the compensation being in the form of a lump sum awarded at one time, unconditionally and in sterling." So lots of riders there, and by the way, I think learners, practitioners would find this extremely helpful as a definition. If you're studying for exam, learn it off by heart. You might get a couple of extra points, you never know. Incorporating and encompassing, therefore, all the new complexities of an already complex area of law, the new edition of McGregor, the 18th, contains a wealth of new material, too extensive to list here, although in the current political climate it's irresistible not to mention the new and very topical damages chapter on the invasion of privacy and misfeasance in public office. Also bear in mind that we will look at the funding of litigation certainly in the next Parliament, and that's something that could well link damages to a percentage paid into something like a contingent legal aid fund. Not that I support it or anything, but it's a possibility with the possible abolition of CFAs. So this carefully structured and meticulously compiled work of reference is split into 4 book parts with 46 chapters and about 2,000 pages. It's big, as you can see, it's heavy, authoritative, and states the law at the beginning of 2009. Although reference to case reports appearing afterwards and before final proof stage of the cases included in the text have been added, and that's a bonus, together with other pertinent addenda. However, if in these competitive times you need to stay completely up to date to keep on top of your game in an ever-changing legal landscape, don't forget the further update service, supplement service, which you get from Sweet and Maxwell. They do help, because the biggest problem is trying to keep up to date with changes. Now let me end where McGregor begins. His preface states, "Life for the legal author is not as easy as it used to be. Weight of authorities, lengthy judgments." However, Harvey McGregor has made life easy for us as the users in our view, finding our way out of the myriad complexities of the law of damages, and we are all the better for his shared expertise as another cornerstone of the common law library. So thank you very much. Bye bye.